Welcome to another episode of Daily Gym. In today's episode, I talk about delegating. While the points I mentioned can be applicable to companies and organizations of all sizes, I focus more on startups that go from a handful of people to 20, 25 people-sized companies, as well as solopreneurs that are thinking of outsourcing some of their work. The reason I focus on them is that many times these people have been the main driving force in the company and taken care of a large number of tasks within that organization. But once you go from the 5 people, 3 or 4 or 5 people to 20, 25 people, you're no longer able to take care of everything yourself. And it's the first time you will really notice that you have to let go of some of the work. Many times at that point, people either have too strong of an ego or they have a fear that there will be too much of a drop in quality, which will affect customers and revenues down the road. In my case, delegating has always come quite naturally to me because as I get a lot of energy and motivation from seeing other people grow and develop. But I've realized over time that that's not the case for everybody. And even for myself, there have been times where I struggle to delegate tasks that should have been delegated to other people in order to grow and drive the business forward. What I've taught myself over the years are a series of easy questions to ask. The first one being, why me? Why does this task or work has to be taken care of by me? More often than not, you will find yourself answering yes to that question. So I've taught myself as a follow-up question, why? And not just asking the why once, because many times you will find an easy answer and move on to actually doing the work, but not building towards the future. So I ask myself why 2, 3, 4, sometimes even 5 times. And the more you ask why, the more you really have to rationally decide that this task has to be taken care of by me for this really particular reason. But more often than not, you will find that somebody else could actually take care of the work and can be taught that particular skill and delivering the quality of work that you're used to within a short amount of time. The second question I would ask would be, who else? The person doesn't have to have the skill at this point in time, but he or she has to be able to learn it within a short amount of time. Once you've picked somebody who you feel has the potential to learn it, the third question would be how. How is not so much how to delegate the task, but it's how to have the feedback loop in place. Because giving directions and having somebody do the work doesn't mean the work will be done properly, and it doesn't mean that the quality will develop over time. So at this point, you have a mentor-mentee relationship, and you can either teach them directly or you can point them in the direction where they can get more resources or connections in order to develop their skills in that particular area. Sooner or later, you will see that the student overtakes the teacher and they will start teaching you, which is all the better for an organization, as it means your knowledge base and skills grow over time as a company. The fourth question wouldn't be a question but an action, implementing everything. If you've reached this point, you've determined who it could be and how to set up the system, but you still haven't taken the action, the only thing that's holding you back is your ego. At this point, the only question left to ask is, why am I not transferring or delegating this work to somebody else? Am I afraid that somebody will replace me? Am I afraid that it will hurt the company? At this point, please remind yourself, why was this company formed? Or why am I working in this group? What is the mission of this? If the mission, the target of this group cannot overcome this fear, ask yourself if you're still the right person in this position, or that staying in this group or company is still the right thing for you to do, because your ego might be stronger than the mission and the overall vision of the team that you're in. That's all I have to say for today. If anybody has any experiences with delegating work or pitfalls that they ran into, please let me know down below. I would love to learn more. And I will be back with another episode tomorrow. Have a nice day, everyone.